Good morning. Thank you for joining us. I am Chad with CD Shaving, and today we're doing a video on lathering. So I had a friend of mine today, or a couple days ago, ask me about choosing a shaving cream. And he's not a wet shaver. And I tried to explain to him how it would be better to kind of go into a lather thing and go with that whole route. And he said to me he didn't have time. So today I just want to do a little demonstration on how to lather a shave cream in the essence of time. Do a face lather with a shave cream so you can see exactly how little time it takes. So today, for those of you that watch my videos on the regular basis for their gear, we're going to be using Razor Rock German 37 slant bar. You can see that. I've got a feather blade in that thing on its third use. So there's what we're going with that. For the buddy of mine that we're talking about lathering, you wouldn't be using one of these off your first one. See how it's slanted like that? You'd be using more of a straight bar, which is actually you'll be using this exact, not this exact razor, but this model, which is a Vanderhagen. It's good for a starter. So, but we'll talk about that. So for the shaving cream, we're using Baum. So I know some people don't say that last part. I say it because it's part of the brand. So I've done a review on this particular cream already. So if you want to know anything about the specifics on this, I'm not going to get into that today. Check out my channel. There is a review on this cream. So that's what it looks like there. Okay. Now, for the brush, we're going to be using Omega S synthetic. And the reason I chose this brush to demonstrate this lather is because this brush is just about available anywhere online. It's a good brush. It's a synthetic brush. Doesn't require really any maintenance as far as letting it soak in water like a standard, like either a boar or a horsehair or a badger hair. This is completely synthetic, and you just all I do is basically wet it in hot water, because I do let it soak sometimes, but you do not have to. It'll work just fine. So it's got a beechwood handle to it. It's a great brush. You know, it may not be the higher end brushes out there, but the company's very well respected. It does well, and people like these brushes. I actually have two brushes by Omega, and I'm very happy with them both. So we're going to get into the shave here. It's going to be a head shave. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. Also, for the holiday of the day, it's International Biscuit Day. So if you like biscuits, go nuts. I happen to like biscuits and gravy. It's one of my favorite meals. And after this video, I think that's what I'm going to go get. So anyway, getting into this. When you take your synthetic brush, you do not, like I said, you don't need to let this soak. So let's just, in the interest of time, if you want to look down at the timer, I think this video is at 3:32 now. We'll see how long it takes for us to get a lather on our face. You're just going to take this, you're just going to wet it. Swish it around the water a little bit. You're going to wring out, because you really only need this to be damp. Now let me show you just how little cream you need to make this happen, right? Watch. That's actually, all right, that's it. And that's actually way too much for this. But you'll see how much yeah, I probably would have been all right taking a little bit out of that. Actually, I'm going to just kind of scrape a little bit off. That's all you need. Okay. The other thing too about creams is you don't need to let them sit out and dry like you do soaps. You can just throw the cover back on and put it away. So another time saver. So all right, let's get into the not face lather, the head lather here. Throw some water on your head. I do suggest a pre-shave if you're going to do it on your face. But here we go. Okay, check it out. Now, as slick as that might look to you, you're going to want to add a tad of water to that. Just take the bristles and just dip them in the water. And that's it. Your head is basically lathered. You know, you want your first lather, you want it to be. Now, I know you said you're not going to do a bunch of passes. I know you said that, but you know, if you're going to do, you want to make sure it's a good. You work it in really well. That's going to help with all of it. All of what I'm telling you is going to help with skin irritation. So you've got a ton. You can do all kinds. There's a ton of that left in there. Look at all that stuff that's left in there. So then you just want to paint it on afterwards. You're going to do the same thing to your face. I did my face last night, so I didn't want to shave again. I don't shave in less than, under 24 hours. It's actually a little bit, still not quite as wet as I want it to be. It's a little better. All right, so what are we at? 6:35. It took you, it took me 3 minutes to do this, and that's with talking and explaining you how to do it. It's not going to take that long. I'm going to shave my head. I'm going to do the with the grain pass. I'm going to do it off camera. I'm going to come back and show you again without really talking and explaining to it when I do my second layer how fast it is. So, all right, we'll be right back. Thanks for joining us. All right, we're back. First pass is done. Okay, we're going to get right into this second pass here. I'm going to start lathering up again. So I was looking at the clock. It's 7:08, 7:09, and here we go. Done. 7:51. At 7:09 I started that. So it was less than a minute and I was able to put another. So guys, lathering with a cream, if in the interest of time, is super easy and it's super fast. It's just as fast as dumping that crap into your hand and from the can and putting it on there. And it's better for you because you're using the brush. Anyway, so it's not hard. You don't use that much cream at all. You just basically you saw, and I used way too much anyway. I'm going to have a lot left over. You don't need to use nearly as much as I did. So, and then you can play with that too. You can go back and forth a couple of times. You'll figure out how much you really need and how much you don't for your face. I can tell you that this is way too much for my face. I could get probably 3 passes out of that on my face easily. So, and I've already done 1 on my head. So, all right. So we're going to do some cross grains, and we'll come back and let you guys know how the shave's going. Thanks for joining us. All right, we're back. We did the cross grains. We did this way, and I went from my ears to my eyes, and I went from my eyes to my ears that direction. We're just going to go ahead and lather back up so we can do the against the grain. Brush a little bit dry here. Your brush might dry out in between passes. And that's not dry out. It's not going to dry out like chalk, but it'll lose moisture, or it could. Maybe it might run down the brush, or it just kind of dries out, especially if you're a slow shaver like I am. So you might need to add a little bit of moisture to it, and that's okay. You're not hurting anything. It's not like you're not going to get a good shave or you're ruining the lather. Just add more water to it. There we go. We're rocking and rolling, ready to go for our against the grain pass. We're going to do that, do a cleanup pass, and we'll come back with the final thoughts on the shave. Thanks very much for joining us. Okay, we are back for a second. I was just doing the, I did my cross grain, all my cross grains, my initial with the grain pass. I did my against the grain pass. I was about to do a cleanup pass. I just want to take a minute, especially where we were talking about the cream. I want to show you guys when you take this, when you do a cleanup pass, you take all the cream out of your brush. You just kind of twist it out. Look at all that's left. I mean, look at all that. That's all left, and you know, and that's after I've done 1, 2, 3, 4 passes, and this is going to be my cleanup pass. So anyway, just wanted to bring that to your attention to how much cream is actually left in this. This just goes to show how little you actually need. So anyway, we're going to clean this up, finish up the shave. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. Head shave is completed. Threw a little bit of witch hazel on it, rinsed that off, and threw on some aftershave, post-shave balm. For those of you that follow me, my videos, and do the and watch the gear, we're using aftershave. It's going to be Motherfucker by Razor Rock. Love this stuff. That's going to be the aftershave. But the point of the video was to demonstrate how easy it is to make a lather out of a cream and how it doesn't take very much time, especially with a synthetic brush. So, those of you that are in time crunch, that's the gear I would suggest, or something similar. Doesn't have to be that particular cream, but search around, look, see what you like, see the stuff that you like to smell, and go from there. Anyway, do you guys like this video? Hit that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Come on board, and you'll get a notification every time we do a new video here. So thank you very much for joining me. If you guys shave today, have a good shave, have a good rest of the day, and we'll see you guys in the next video.